Today, we're looking at a small shrine in Japan that holds a truly fascinating and, well, mysterious power. I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel, doesn't it? But what if I told you that for centuries, many people have believed the answer to that question is yes?
We're heading to the city of Shiogama, because here, tucked away, is the Okama Shrine, home to a phenomenon so strange, so enduring, that it's actually ranked as one of the 3 great mysteries in all of Japan.
So let's get right to the heart of this. We're talking about 4 sacred iron cauldrons. They're known as shinkama, and they're believed to be much more than old relics. They're thought to be divine artifacts with a direct line to future events. Now, the legends about these cauldrons are incredibly specific. They're huge, about 1.5 meters across, and they're said to have 2 qualities that are, frankly, unbelievable. First, the water inside, even though it's open to the sky, supposedly never overflows in a storm or evaporates in a drought. And second, and this is the real kicker, the water is said to change color, warning of an impending disaster, or sometimes celebrating good fortune. And this isn't just some dusty old folktale, there are modern accounts too. Probably the most powerful one comes from 2011. Before the devastating Great East Japan earthquake, it was reported that the normally rusty brown water in 2 of the 4 cauldrons mysteriously turned crystal clear. For the local community, it was just a chilling confirmation of the cauldron's ancient power. So you have to wonder, where did these powerful things even come from? Well, to understand the cauldrons, we need to go back to their divine origin story, and a god who brought a pretty precious gift to humanity. The main deity of the shrine is Shiosuchi no Oji. In Japanese mythology, he's basically the god of guidance and sea routes, a master navigator who showed the way for other gods and even Japan's very first emperor. But his most vital gift to the people of this region was knowledge, the revolutionary technique of getting salt from seawater. So this exact spot, this shrine, is revered as the place where salt production began. You have to remember, in a country with no natural rock salt, this wasn't just an industry. It was literally the key to survival, a divine gift that sustained life. And the cauldrons, the story goes, those were the very tools that God used to teach them. A legend like this isn't just something you tell. It's something you relive. And every single year, the shrine holds the Moshio Yaki Shinji, which is the seaweed salt-making ritual, to honor its origins and recreate that sacred original process. The ceremony itself is this complex 3-day affair. It kicks off on day 1, when priests go out to sea to harvest a very specific type of seaweed called handawara. Then, on day 2, they renew the water in the sacred cauldrons with fresh seawater that's drawn from a sacred spot in Matsushima Bay. The final act is on day 3, when they use the seaweed to make a super concentrated brine, which is then boiled over a purified fire to crystallize into what's called Moshio, or seaweed salt. But this isn't just about making salt to eat. The finished product is first offered up to the gods. Only after that is it distributed to worshippers, not as a condiment, but as a powerful amulet for protection, health, and safety. It's this amazing direct link between an ancient myth and modern everyday life. You know, the story of the cauldrons actually extends way beyond the shrine's walls. While 4 of them are still there, legend says there were originally 7. And the tale of the 3 lost cauldrons, it's become a fascinating part of the local geography itself. So, according to the tale, a thief tried to steal 3 of the cauldrons but was struck by a divine curse and had to ditch them. One is said to be buried in a nearby field, and it's cursed to harm anyone who tries to dig it up. Another one was dropped in Matsushima Bay, and that exact spot, Kamagafuchi, is now considered so sacred that it's where the priests get the water for the annual ritual. The third was carried far inland, and its location marked the founding of yet another shrine. So the legend literally shaped the sacred map of the whole region. So, as you can see, this isn't just some quirky local legend. The shrine's influence is woven deep into Japanese history, governance, and even classic literature. Way back in 1689, Japan's most famous haiku poet, Matsuo Basho, visited the shrine during one of his epic journeys. He was so moved by what he saw, writing, "I went to see the salt cauldrons. The sight of these ancient monuments, in a place without a roof, brought to mind the unchanging heart of this land." He saw in them a symbol of the timeless, unchanging spirit of the region. And for centuries, this belief held real political power. During the Edo period, the ruling Sendai clan took these prophecies very, very seriously. Any change in the water's color had to be immediately reported to the government as a divine message, and they treated it like a matter of state security. It's even said that the death of the clan's legendary founder, Date Masamune, was foretold by the water. So this was clearly far more than just superstition. It was a completely integrated part of how they governed. So ultimately, the Okama Shrine and its prophetic cauldrons really represent something profound. They're a monument to the vital importance of salt, that life-giving gift from the sea. And they're a testament to how faith and mystery can endure, binding a community to its history and its environment for well over 1,000 years. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought. In an age that seeks to explain absolutely everything with data and science, what is the value of a mystery? What do we gain, and maybe what do we lose when there's no longer any room for something like water that can see the future?